welcome to the Footy Social. Today we will be talking all things Champions League and Europa League and Conference League at a push.
The annoying little brother.
Yeah, we don't really know much about it and who's actually in it, but we'll give it our best shot. As you can see, last week, if you haven't watched it, we did the whole Premier League recap because if you didn't know, we had been on a 6-month-long hiatus. We are back now doing weekly videos, so this is our second one back. If you want to check out future and current videos, we're doing weekly uploads. Usually a Wednesday night, depending on how busy we are, maybe a Thursday.
Depends if there's a midweek game as well.
Oh yeah, this week there's no midweek game, so they should be out.
Nope, we're on a break.
Wednesday night, yeah.
Yeah, so no guest today, I'm afraid. Last week I think we said we'd try and get someone on, but everyone's too busy nowadays. No one wants time for the Footy Social, you know.
Yeah,
but it's
lockdown's
alright, we're always here. Both of us are here, we're keeping the fortress going.
And we have got some questions from the Footy Social fans as well today. So technically we're not on our own. We have got some outside influence today. But let's get into it.
So I mean, it's probably a bit early to be talking about the Champions League, but considering there's about 4 weeks until the Prem starts up again, I mean, you might as well get it out of the way. I mean, at the end of the day, teams are going to be thinking about buying players in this January by deadline day in preparation for this tide. Obviously, no one gets cup tied anymore, which I really like. I always found that a weird rule anyway back in the day. So who knows? We might see some big signings before then.
It means you did not sort of think, well, I really want to sign him, but there's no point. Might as well wait till the summer because they can't play in the Europa League anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, also, to be fair, I don't think there's any actual big deals being lined up. But talking of big deals, big clubs left in the competition. Obviously, you got the favourites for the Champions League. I think are Man City the favourites at the moment?
I thought you were going to say Chelsea then. I think Liverpool might be the favourites actually.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's between Liverpool, Bayern, and Man City are the top three for me to win it, and then you've got sort of like Chelsea, Real Madrid, PSG just behind them. Yeah. And then you've got the rest.
It's interesting, isn't it? The squad with PSG, they're not even anywhere near the bookies' favourites, are they, at the moment?
Well, it's just classic PSG. We see it every year. I mean, they've been to one final and then they regressed and went to a semi-final. I mean, they got knocked out by the better team on the day. Yeah. Over the 2 legs even. But yeah, they
didn't win their group, obviously.
You know that meme of the it's got like Ferrari and then like a broken down car. That's literally what their midfield is.
Yeah.
Well, that's their midfield three are Verratti, who's a very good player, Gay, Herrera. Who else do they have?
And Verratti hardly plays 30 games a season, does he? Yeah. I mean, that's the reason.
Wijnaldum, I don't know what he's done this season. I haven't heard anything before.
I don't even think they like him. I think they were trying to ship him out. I heard rumours they were trying to ship him out.
Yeah, I heard rumours Newcastle were in for him, but he wasn't going there. No. And they've got a good defence by the looks of it. Hakimi, Ramos, Marquinhos.
Yep.
Donnarumma. I mean, they had 5 players. Imagine 5 players in the team of the year. I mean, ridiculous. They're still not our bookies' favourites.
No, I mean they finished second in the group behind Man City because that Man City midfield just completely.
And it wasn't because they couldn't compete with Man City; it's because they dropped points to Leipzig, I think, twice.
They drew to Genk as well. I'm pretty sure
they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the real kill.
I think because they beat and drew to Man City. I think they actually had a positive record over Man City, or they might have won 1, lost 1. I'm not too sure. Yeah. But it was respectable. But they just dropped points against the other teams.
Yeah. I think the best team of the group stage, weirdly, was Iacs, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
To my
horror, Sebastian Haller turned into prime R9 for those 6 games.
Everything he touched just went in the net. It was absolutely insane. I mean, they weren't up against bad teams either. Up against Dortmund.
Sporting. Besiktas weren't great. They didn't offer much. But
yeah.
Sporting looked like a good little side. They have got Man City.
Yeah.
So you probably think they're not going to make it through. But they have looked good. It's not going to be easy. I remember in recent years, City have had the easiest draws in the round of 16.
Yeah.
And they beat Schalke 7-0 in the first leg one year. Yeah. And it's just it's guaranteed to go through. I don't think that is the case this time out. I think they will go through. They should progress, but I think it won't be an easy one against Sporting.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a tough tie against Porto when everyone thought it was going to be a walk in the park last season.
Well, what was round of 16, was it?
It was quarterfinals at that point. Yeah, so I mean, the Portuguese sides do sort of make a name for themselves in this competition.
There's always a Portuguese side. I think it might be Benfica this year, although Benfica are playing Iacs.
Yes, that's going to be a big clash. Well, I mean, we've basically leaked a 3 of them, but let's just go through the round of 16s in order. So first of all, we've got probably the biggest tie of the round. We've got PSG Real Madrid. I mean, I feel like whoever wins this tie is getting to the final, but they're probably not going to win it. If you know what I mean. It feels like if once they get past this tie, they're probably going to have the momentum to get through. I think it could either be PSG or Real Madrid.
I think these are two classic teams, as well as I'd put Chelsea in the bracket of if you were putting these in a league format with the teams in question, as well as with a Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Man City in there as well, they're never going to win the league. They'll always muck up against smaller teams. But Champions League, a cup tournament, is always different. You always have to show up against the teams you're playing against. It's a bit different, and yeah, I can see that.
And they are Real Madrid at the end of the day. On the other side, like that. See the time where they won 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years. I'm pretty sure they only won the league once in that period, didn't they? Barcelona were winning the league every year, but Real Madrid just completely smashed it in the Champions League 4 times out of 5. So it does show that literally, no matter, I know they haven't got Ronaldo at the moment, but I would say Real Madrid are probably pushing one of my favourites to win it, just because it would be unexpected. Like the team you never expect. The favourite never ever wins Champions League, does it? Like I genuinely can't remember. Like, apart
Bayern
from
Munich, and they won it 2 years ago.
But I don't think before the season started, no one was talking about them as the favourites. It was only after the.
Who was our favourite at the start of the year then?
Well, the 1920.
No, at the start of this.
Well, the start of this season. I would say favourite is probably Bayern.
Yeah, I'd probably agree.
Yeah.
And now it's probably maybe. I mean, it's still probably Bayern up there, but
yeah. I don't know. I just feel
Real
like
Madrid surely when they won every year. I mean, they start to become the favourites to regain their crown. I mean,
still got Benzema. I mean, Vinicius Junior.
They've got an ageing team still. I know they've got a couple of nice youngsters in there, Vinicius and.
It's an ageing midfield. The thing is that ageing midfield is still a better midfield than PSG's.
Yeah, 100%. Modric is still looking. Modric is still looking like a good little player.
Yeah.
At 36. Casemiro and Kroos as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kroos has never relied on his physicality, has he?
Yeah, exactly.
Always been a controller. So I think if we had to predict a winner out of that, I would probably go for Real Madrid, just because I could just see PSG completely flopping in one of the. They'll probably win one of the legs, but in the other one, at home or something, they'll do something silly like lose 3-0, and that'll just be it over for the tie. I could just see PSG doing that. Pochettino getting sacked, and then. Probably Man United appointing Pochettino in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at it. You've got Messi back at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories going into it, yeah. Mbappe against his future team. Trying to show what he's up.
Yeah, I mean,
what he's made of.
I mean, I think Real Madrid are my favourites. But you don't know with that PSG front line, if Messi and Mbappe, not necessarily Neymar, because I think
he's probably. I don't even think he's. I think he's injured again.
I think he's a bit. He's not at the level Mbappe and Messi are at. But if them two can get firing and they can sort that midfield out, there's no reason why they can't go all the way, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to go with Real Madrid with that one.
Yeah. Then next we have Sporting Man City. We've already sort of talked about. I mean, Man City will get through, but I mean, it'll be like the Dortmund tie last year, where they sort of it was a close fought game, but at the end of the day, I think it's 4-2 on aggregate in the end for Man City. It'll be something like that. It'll be 2-1 wins either way.
Yeah,
but Sporting will make a good account for themselves. Salzburg Bayern. I mean, it's just about keeping the score down, really, isn't it?
Do you know what? Against anyone else, even Liverpool, maybe not Man City, even I think apart from Man City or Bayern, I could see Salzburg doing an upset against any other team because they're just a good little side.
Yeah, but they're well coached, aren't they?
Yeah, but they beat Liverpool in the group stage. Was it like a couple of years ago?
I think they didn't beat them. I think they went like 3-0 up and lost 4-3 or something. But that was when they had Haaland at that point. Obviously, they got Adeyemi, who's been one of the young breakout stars of the tournament, along with Anthony. I'd say at Iacs. They've probably been the two best young players of the tournament so far. Yeah,
Brazil. Iacs have got rid of Neres and then brought in Anthony.
The Anthony kid looks ridiculous. Every time I watch him play, he looks ridiculous. But I'd still probably go for Bayern.
Man City. I like to put a few upsets in there, but I don't think it's going to be. Sorry, Man. Not you've done that, Anthony. It's not going to be that one either.
Yeah. So then we got Inter Liverpool. I mean, I think it will be Liverpool, but I don't think
Inter are looking good. I mean, it's a shock. Lukaku's left, and we all thought. Mainly Conte actually, but they're still looking good, top of the league of Serie A. I don't know if that's because all the teams there are so bad or because they're so good, but I think Liverpool have too much for them. especially if they have Salah and Mane back. That
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think Liverpool are just too well drilled aside, really. I mean, Inzaghi's only just been there about 4 or 5 months. Obviously, they've got some good players. Barella's good. Lautaro. I would say he's good, but I don't think he'll even touch the ball in this game against Liverpool, to be honest with you. I probably jinxed him and score a hat-trick now, but I'd love it.
I'd love it for him to beat him, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't think they will. I think this is the round of 16 is the boring one where the favourites win every time, most of the time. There hasn't been any major upsets in the round of 16, like Man City losing to Lyon.
Last year, the only upset
was
Porto beating Juventus.
Yeah, but even then, that's a poor Juventus side because you look at where they are now.
Ronaldo,
did have Ronaldo last year, yeah, but they were on a decline anyway. I think they finished 4th. So then, so we're going for Liverpool for that one, and then we've got Chelsea-Lille. Again, I think this will be very similar to the Man City game where everyone will think it'll be a walk in the park, probably be 3-1, 4-2 on aggregate, something like that. It won't be a whitewash. I think Lille has struggled. I think they've clawed it back a bit. They were like 13th in the league at the time of the draw, but I think they've clawed it back now. They're about 7th.
They lost their manager. Is it Christophe Galtier?
Galtier, he's gone to Nice or something.
He's gone to Nice, and now Nice are second. I mean, Nice are like the new Lille.
Yeah. So obviously he must just be a top manager.
And they're missing him. But then again, it's a cup competition, and if you had told me, well, I did see the draw when it came out. Was it 2 months ago now, almost?
Yeah, it's quite about a month ago.
About a month and a half ago. Then I was like, Chelsea will easily win it. Now, Chelsea are looking very vulnerable. I mean, you beat Tottenham last night, didn't you? But
we don't look vulnerable. I mean, we've lost 2 games in like 6 months. We just don't score a lot. And I think against a worse defence than a lot of the teams we're playing, like Lille, even if we don't play that well, we'll probably still win 2-0. I think the level between Ligue 1 and Premier League is that big that I think a team like Brighton would give Lille a tough game. Well, they've given us a tough game. Do you know what I mean?
Brighton would draw them 1-1 on both legs and pens.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think Chelsea will win, but I just think it'll be tighter than people may think as well.
Yeah. Maybe we had them in the group stage a couple of years ago when they had a similar sort of team to what they had now, and it was, I think it was 5-1 on aggregate.
Who was the manager then?
That was when we had Lampard as well.
Right.
So,
and the Chelsea always look better in cup competitions than they do in the league.
It's because we could turn it on for over 90 minutes. We could turn it on and beat anyone, but just over 38 games, it's the consistency.
It's the West Broms and the Brightons.
Yeah, exactly. So then we have Villarreal Juventus, which I mean, is an upset on the cards here?
This one is my upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got no Chiesa. He's just had his operation. He's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yep. I mean, the defenders are all 47 years old.
Yeah, the defenders. They won the Euros, but I mean, different competition. Different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
I know Villarreal. They're not doing amazingly in the league, but they look good in the group stage. I mean, they should have beaten Man United. I mean,
it's just Emery in Europe, really, isn't it? He's just thing is Emery is such like a Spaniard, isn't he? They play so dirty and dive on the floor and time wasting that it does rattle teams and it does unaffect. Like at the end of the day, in the group stage, they should have beaten Man United twice. They were the better team twice over both legs against Man United. They somehow lost both of them just because they employed Mr. Champions League Ronaldo. That is literally the only reason. I mean, Danjuma looked unbelievable.
Oh, I love Danjuma.
He looked ridiculous against Man United. He just had the end product of the Dama Traore, really. That was the issue. If they sort that out, if they take a few of their chances, I mean, Gerard Moreno, probably, I don't know what his season's like this year, but last year he was probably one of the former strikers in Europe, wasn't he?
He's one of the reasons why they won the Europa League.
Yeah, definitely. He tore us ragged in the Super Cup as well, Gerard.
Oh, yeah. Was that 1-1 or 0-0?
It was 1-0. We won on penalties in the end. Yeah,
this is my upset. I think Juventus will come short to Villarreal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go for that.
Yeah.
Then Atletico and Man United. I think 2 poor teams. This will either be 0-0 over both legs or like 5-5 and someone winning away goals. Because I mean, both they're just so disjointed, both of them. I don't know how Atletico won the league last year, and they've just been rubbish.
I mean, they had a good start to last season. So what was that? 2020.
They did tail off.
They had a good 2020, and I think they had like a 15-point lead at one point, and then they started tailing off, and they just snuck over the line and won the league. Yeah. And I think if there was another 5 or 10 games, they wouldn't have won the league.
And they were diabolical against us in the round of 16. They didn't even get a single sniff. I mean, it seems like I know it's a stupid comparison to make, but it just sort of seems like a Dyche Burnley situation where it's just sort of like that style of football can only go so long before it just dries up and just doesn't work anymore. And to be fair, it's never really worked in. Like, I know they got to a couple of Champions League finals, but they were never in danger of winning them, were they? Real Madrid had them in.
They were.
Well, I mean,
they won their lap
92nd minute.
until the 92nd minute.
But then it finishes 4-1.
And then the other one they took to penalties. So, I mean,
but you always just felt in your heart that Real Madrid were going to win that though at some point.
True. But that was, I mean, their last final was like 8 years ago, 2014.
It's 2016 when it's that's 6 coming up to coming up to 6 years. Yeah.
No, it was earlier than that.
No, it was 2015-16.
No, that was Juventus, wasn't it? And then
no, Juventus was 14-15, 16-17. That's the finals they got to.
It was Juventus-Barcelona in 2014-15.
And then 15-16 Real Madrid Atletico.
And 15-16 Real Madrid Atletico.
16-17 Juventus
Real
Madrid.
Yeah, is right. Because the original one was the Bale where he scored.
Yeah, that was 13-14.
13-14, yeah.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it's the same style of football that they've been playing for the last 10 years, really, and it does just get boring. Like, even the players would just get sick of it, like, you know. Yeah,
I mean, if Ronaldo turns out, Man United win, but Man United are shocking as well. It'd be a really interesting game. I mean, the
midfield battle will be Marcus Llorente versus McTominay, and I mean, we only know that's only going one way, innit?
I was at the game on Sunday. We got really unlucky last minute winner for Man United. Should have been a 0-0. Both teams are poor and pathetic. Man United are poor, pathetic, terrible. I can't help but think they'll probably progress.
I think they will. Yeah, I think Atletico will just overthink it. Man United will. You know,
I'd love to see Atletico go through because I really like them as a side.
It would be funny.
It would be very funny, yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll probably see Man United go through.
But also, I don't know if it's all been round of 16, but in the last 3 seasons, Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League has been knocked out by Porto, Lyon, and Iacs. I know it's for Juventus, it's not Man United, but I mean, his Champions League in the last 3 years everyone says he's the king of the Champions League. He probably is the best player to play in the Champions League. As in, I personally think Messi is better than Ronaldo. But if you're looking at Champions League only, you'd probably just go Ronaldo over Messi. As a whole, I'll go Messi, but we'll get into that debate another time.
Well, it's just Ronaldo's 36 now, isn't it?
But he's getting on a bit. He's not the same. He's not going to say Ronaldo, but he will. He probably will.
The thing is, he'll score if you give him chances, but they don't give him chances because they just don't control the ball.
Oh, he was the easiest player to defend on Sunday.
Yeah, it's just because they don't control the ball. Like,
and he moans as well.
Yeah, you're trying to rely on McTominay and Fred supplying you. I don't think.
Yeah.
But I still think it'll be Man United. Let's just move on. They're both two boring teams anyway.
So we move into our.
Well, we've got Benfica Iacs first.
Oh, sorry.
Benfica Iacs, the last tie. I think this will be an interesting one. Actually.
I'll be looking forward to watching this one as well.
If there's not another decent game on at the same time, I think I'll be interested in watching this one, see what the teams are about. Obviously, Benfica absolutely smashed Barcelona, who we'll get onto in a bit. But I think Ajax, as we said, probably been the best team in the group stage. I mean, they have looked ridiculous. Heller's been scoring. I mean, Antony's been supplying.
If Ajax can keep up their form from the group stage, they should win this.
Yeah.
But Benfica won, Benfica had a big win against Barcelona where they won 3-0, but other than that, they didn't really give Bayern much competition. I know Bayern are one of the best teams, but you'd expect, if you think they're going to progress far in this competition, you'd have thought that they probably would have given them a bit more competition. I know I said Benfica earlier, but thinking about it now, it'd probably be Ajax that progress.
Yeah. I mean, Ajax have had a ridiculous league season this year. They scored something like 59 goals and conceded 4.
Yeah,
in the league, which is ridiculous.
So Ajax, right? So we're going to move on to some viewer questions. Have you got them all down there, Dan?
I have got a few of them. Yep. So, well, I mean, we've had a big chat about them, but we've got 2 questions here from Morgan Hill, who said, "Why are United so crap?" And Dylan Jones says, "I reckon United will win it. They're not going to win it, and they're crap because they haven't got a midfield."
Does he seriously think that? I mean,
he's taking the mic. He's
baiting, yeah.
But they're not going to. Why they're in the actual question? Why are they so bad? They employ McTominay, Fred, Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof.
Why they're so bad, and they're a worse version of Chelsea in this department. Is their recruitment is terrible.
Yeah.
50 million for a Wan-Bissaka. I know he is English still. Who knows if he will be in the future?
It's not very good though, is he?
but they just overspend on players who aren't good enough. I mean, with all the money they spent, they've still got McTominay and Fred in midfield. I actually quite like McTominay, but if he's not at the level that Man United want to be at. Ronaldo, I mean, they had to sign him. They couldn't let him go to Man City, but that hasn't really worked out. I don't think. They've just bought a 36-year-old old striker. I mean, I could go through every player and tell you why they probably weren't a good signing, other than maybe Bruno Fernandes.
Even then, he doesn't have the clutch mentality, does he?
No.
None of them have the clutch mentality apart from Ronaldo.
But there's players who don't have clutch mentality, but they put them under a clutch mentality manager, like Guardiola, like Klopp, like a Tuchel, and they will have that clutch mentality. It's because he's had Ollie and now Ralph Rangnick, who's better than Ollie, I think. But
I think if you put them players under a clutch manager, that he sells them the first transfer window. That's what actually would happen. If Guardiola trying to coach a defence with Wan-Bissaka, trying to coach an attacking fullback out of Wan-Bissaka, I think he'd give up.
There's a reason why Man City didn't sign Bruno as well. That's what I say.
Yeah,
because they were linked with him.
Yeah, got quite a random question here, but I like it. Johnny Fallon says, what do we think was more impressive, Liverpool's comeback against Barcelona or Tottenham's comeback against Iacs? Ooh, I like it.
I mean, it's asking like two great things. There are two amazing comebacks. So whatever we say isn't the best one, it's still a great comeback.
I think if you look in retrospect, Barcelona, you could see
when are we saying? Before the game or like when it was 3-0? Because both games at one point were 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, if you look at the context of the Tottenham one, they played 3 halves of football, so they only had 45 minutes to get 3 goals, whereas Liverpool had 90 minutes to get 3 goals, which I know isn't a major difference, but
they scored 4 though.
Liverpool did score 4, and they were at home. Tottenham were away, scored 3.5. Barcelona probably were a better team than Ajax at that point.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, you can see that Ajax are the better team now. So were Barcelona on the decline and Ajax were on the up? I don't know. Personally,
I mean,
if I had to put a hat on it, I would probably say Tottenham's, because I think Ajax were a better drilled side. It was at Ajax's stadium, and they got 3 goals in 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, before the games, Tottenham were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
And Liverpool 4-0 down.
No,
3-0 down, sorry. Yeah, 3-0 down. So you'd obviously say Liverpool. But once the game started, I remember watching it. And
Barcelona had a few chances in the first.
Barcelona looked all right, but I think the Barcelona thought they were already through. And you could just tell that Liverpool were going to win, I think. They were so more up for it. And they got the first one, second one, and I just thought, I think if they get another one here, it's going to be game. They're going to be the favourites to win it. Whereas Tottenham, I think it's like 10 minutes to go, and they're still like, oh no, they won't. And I think Tottenham were luckier, I think, with the away goals helping them out as well. If it was now, that Ajax Tottenham game would have gone to extra time, and the Man City game that they won would have gone to extra time, and they probably wouldn't have got past either. So,
great season that one was, but I
love that year of Champions League football. Yeah. Chelsea weren't in it at all, were they?
No, we won the Europa League, don't you?
Yeah.
So I'll go for Tottenham. Who are you going for? Just quickly, top of the head.
Tottenham.
Okay, so we agree. Right, should we have a look at Europa League then before getting into our next questions? So this one's going to take a bit longer. We've got a few more stinky rounds.
We'll try and get through these a bit quicker.
Yeah, so we've got Dortmund Rangers. I think without, I hate to say it, but without Steven Gerrard, I think Rangers have no chance really. It's Erling Haaland up against Connor Goldson.
Yeah, it'll be a Dortmund win. I mean, it'll be a good day out in Germany for the Rangers fans,
it's
Dortmund. But that'll be it. I think they're in Europe every year though, so I mean, it's not like they have every year to sort of look forward to European football. But yeah, Dortmund.
Zenit Betis. I mean, who cares?
Zenit looks good against Chelsea.
They did. That's Serdar Azmoun. If they keep him, I was sending him. He was linked with Burnley recently. I think that'd be a great sign. He looked really good.
Yeah, but I'm going to go Betis. I think they're third in the La Liga. They're third in the league. Yeah, so I'll go Betis.
Yep. I think just because they did play well against us, I'll go for Zenit. Why not? Nice. Barca Napoli. I think this again, like the PSG Real Madrid. I think the winner of this is probably going to make it to the final, aren't they? They both look like quite good sides. It just depends on who they play in the next round, really.
Both have the ability to flop as well.
Yeah. absolutely. I mean, Napoli were winning the league. They looked like sort of title favourites at some point, but they've fallen apart in recent weeks. I think they're about 6 or 7 points behind now.
Napoli didn't go through their group convincingly either. I mean, they came second. That's the reason why they're in this and not top of the group. I'm gonna go Barcelona only because I'd rather go Barcelona away than Napoli away.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same at Barcelona. I just think they just got better players. It'd be interesting. I think Osimhen's still injured. I don't know if he'll be back for that. He's in the AFCON squad, but he didn't play a minute, did he?
No, he's gone back to Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're out anyway now, I think.
Yep. So we said Barcelona. They've got Sheriff Braga. I mean, flip a coin.
Braga I'd go with. I think Sheriff's time's done.
Yeah, fine. Braga
more experienced in the...
Leipzig, Sociedad.
Leipzig are off form hugely. Yeah. Sociedad, haven't really watched much of them.
They always seem to be randomly up and around the top 4 in La Liga, don't they?
Yeah,
then they just fall away suddenly.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's only January, they haven't started to fall away.
I think I'd say Leipzig probably are the better team. Not that I know much about. I know more about Leipzig than I do Sociedad. I'll go Leipzig.
I thought you would have gone Sociedad for your boy David Silva being the match winner, scoring a hat-trick.
He's like 36.
Yeah, no, I will go Leipzig as well. Porto, Lazio. Maurizio Sarri's Lazio aiming to win the Europa League for the second time.
Porto have lost Sergio Oliveira to Roma.
Yeah, and Corona.
To Sevilla. So I think a weakened Porto. I think Lazio with Sarri will beat them.
Okay, I think I'm still going to go for Porto. I think Amedi Taremi looks like a good little striker.
Yeah, I mean, Porto probably are the favourites, but I'm just going to go different and say Lazio because why not?
Sarri is boring. That'll be a boring type. Don't bother watching that. We've got Atalanta Olympiakos. I mean, Atalanta are kind of like the Brighton of Serie A, where they do flatter to deceive quite a lot. Where it's sort of like they'll play really well, but then it's like
Atalanta Olympiakos.
Yeah, I'll still go with Atalanta, but
Olympiakos are quite the Europa League, not kings. They don't win it, but they do always have a good little run, don't they? So I'm going to go Olympiakos.
Okay. Sevilla Zagreb. I mean Sevilla in Europa League.
Zagreb were terrible against us when we played. I know we played our youngsters in the Obios 1-0. So I think it's going to be a severe, easy win for them.
I mean, the sentence should have ended at Sevilla in the Europa League draw. They're going to progress.
Yeah.
And then the teams already through. Just list them off. See if anyone is sticking out to us apart from the obvious one that we're going to get to. Red Star Belgrade, Eintracht Frankfurt. Is Jovic gone back to Frankfurt again? Or is he still
back at Real Madrid now. But he might go there on loan, who knows?
Yeah, Galatasaray, Leverkusen, Lyon could be an outside shout. Monaco, Spartak Moscow, and obviously West Ham. I think it'll be very interesting to see who West Ham get in that draw.
I'm so excited,
you are absolutely buzzing for it.
I mean, I want to go all the way. But a great away day would be still good. But yeah, we have done really well in the Europa League so far. I think this season is going to have to be our top priority. If it's coming to the end of the season, and it's not looking like we're going to be, I think we'll be in around the shout for Europe all season probably. But I'd put all our eggs in the Europa League basket.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we are. It's just who knows who we draw, but we could do it. We could win the Europa League, like we could. With the sides in there, I think it's going to be difficult. We're going to have to be on our A game every game. We're going to have a bit of luck if we do it. But then again, we could crash out in the next round. And I think that was a prediction, wasn't it? If we move on to our Europa League comments. That we put a question out for.
I'm also looking at the Leverkusen now. I know that Florian Wirtz has had a really good season so far. He's been like that.
They lost their star man to Aston Villa, remember?
Oh yeah. I mean, I forgot you even played for Leverkusen. So we've got a couple more questions. We've got Louis Rudd wants us to name our winners of all 3 tournaments and our player of the tournament. So
we've sort of before we started filming, me and Dan, we drew the Champions League and the Europa League.
Yeah, just did like a theoretical draw.
A scenario, which could be the actual scenario, but probably won't be. Yeah. Just so we can see what our final might be and who we think is going to win. So we're going to start off with our Champions League. The first one we said was Man United, and they will be playing Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. So what do we think would be the likelihood there? Ronaldo against his old club.
I also think it's Modric, Cruz, Casemiro against McFred. I mean, it's ridiculous that they haven't bought a midfielder, by the way. It is actually hilarious. Like, genuinely, I've been saying this. If you go to, like, the first episode of the Footy Social, I'm pretty sure I mentioned then, or it might have been the second episode, we had Jack on, and we were discussing Ollie, and I said, I don't think Ollie's your main issue. I think McFred's your main issue. It's a year down the line, and they're still starting week in, week out. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely unbelievable that nobody at that club has spotted buy a midfielder. Just buy one. And I think because of that, it'll be Real Madrid.
I saw a good analogy the other day it was about West Ham and buying a striker. It was like, if I can't find the perfect curtains, I'm not going to just not have any curtains and let everyone see into my house. Yeah. I'm going to try and find the best curtains I can find and just go with it.
Yeah, you get a stopgap. I mean, that Zakaria is available for 5 million. He's a stopgap. You buy him for 5 million, he'll be on what? About 60 grand a week? Yeah. Like, just buy him. If he's rubbish, ship him off for 10 million to Zenit. Like, do you know what I mean? It's I don't know who's making decisions at that football club. Yeah. It is embarrassing. But yeah, I think...
So Real Madrid, we're saying, are going to make it into the semi-finals?
Quarters. Yep.
No, semis.
Oh, yeah, no, that is the semis. Yeah.
Yeah. And next, we're going Iacs versus Manchester City. That would be a good game.
That would be a lovely game.
I mean, I can see an upset there. Man City and Champions League don't really go that well, really, do they? I mean, they've been much better in recent years, and Guardiola overthinking it.
Well, recent singular year, really. That was it. I mean, 2 seasons ago, they got knocked out to Lyon. You know, Moussa Dembele scored a brace, so I don't know. It's.
I'd love to say Ajax, but I think City would have too much for them. You'd think.
Yeah, I think the issue is Haller has already played against Ruben Diaz and John Stones and did nothing. Yeah, did he? So.
And I think if they City defence, Haller against that City defence. I mean, so Man City are in semi-finals to play Real Madrid. Our next quarter-final is Chelsea Bayern.
I mean, I would love to be biased, but no, I think Bayern would. They wouldn't turn us over. It's not going to be a Lampard 7-1. It would be.
I think their striker scores goals. Your striker doesn't.
Yeah, that's literally it. I think Lewandowski is just ridiculous, and Lukaku would be having to try and score against. You know, I don't know who are their centre backs at the moment. Is it Lucas Hernandez and?
No, Alaba left. They don't play up with Meccano that much.
I don't really know who. Yeah,
Sule.
But either way, yeah, I think obviously it's so hard to retain the Champions League. I mean, only one team's done it in the last 30 years.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, it was Real Madrid. Yeah, it's so hard to retain it. I think going out in the quarters to buy and just go, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So we'll go for Bayern.
And then finally, Villarreal Liverpool. I mean, we said that Villarreal would shot Juventus.
I think the shock would be getting to the quarters. I think we'd stop there. I think Liverpool would just have too much from.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So our first semi-final is Real Madrid Man City.
I mean, this was a quarter final a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
It was round of 16, and Man City beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. And they haven't really changed their squad that much, apart from Vinicius Junior is better at football now.
If I had to put money on it, I'd say City any day. But then again, it's Champions League. Real Madrid are.
That's legit. It's just you're not playing the players. You're playing the badge when you play Real Madrid in the Champions League. Really.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like they just have that aura about them that teams do play different. Like Liverpool. Liverpool last year, like approached that game as if they were playing this scary Real Madrid side, and they walked all over them. Whereas we approached that game as if it was just a Champions League semi-final. They were just a good team that we were up against, and we did dominate both legs. I think if Man City just went there with we're going to play our game, we're going to keep the ball, we're going to attack them, and we're going to be concerned. You don't have to be scared of them. I think Man City will get through. But again, it's just do you get intimidated when you turn up at the Bernabeu with fans? I mean, last time they played them, it was behind locked doors, wasn't it? At the Bernabeu. I think it might even have been the training ground last time they played.
I mean, I think City go there with the attitude that you said, then they have a chance. But that's what Pep will say to them. But there's all the pressures on Man City.
Yep.
And they'll be. I mean, it's always going to be nerve-wracking, but the pressure's on Man. There's no real pressure on Real Madrid.
I'm going to go Real Madrid, just I really don't want Man City to win it, and I sort of earmarked Real Madrid as a shock winner. Well, not really shock. Real Madrid are never shock winners, but they're like my surprise package.
If I had to put money on it right now, I'd say Man City would beat them. I think they probably would, but I'm happy to go Real Madrid just because it'll be a little bit of an upset as
Keep
well.
it interesting,
so
yeah.
Real Madrid are in the final.
Go for it.
And they'll be playing either Bayern or Liverpool, which would be a fantastic semi-final.
That would be.
They played each other in the round of 16, was it, or the quarters?
That was Niko Kovac was in charge there. Yeah, that's another thing I thought about Nagelsmann.
The sides were very similar, and Nagelsmann hasn't really impressed me that much with Bayern. I know he's won all 6 games for them in the group stage, and they're top of the Bundesliga. But
that's because they're Bayern. That's because the team's already there. The foundations are laid.
They're out the DFB Pokal, and so are Dortmund. So that's going to be interesting to see who wins that. I think I'm going to go Liverpool if I had to pick one just about. I don't know. Salah, Klopp as well.
And they've got a fit and firing squad again. No injuries, have they?
Oh yeah, I mean this all depends. It's not. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll go for. We'll go for Liverpool.
Yeah.
So we've got a Real Madrid Liverpool
final, a rematch of 2018.
Yeah, Gareth Bale won't be playing there.
Ronaldo won't be playing either.
Neither will carry us. So I don't know. I'll go for Real Madrid though, because again I don't want an English team winning it. That's one of the things I always remember as a kid. People being like, "Oh, you should always support English. Like it's always good to see English teams doing well in the Champions League." Absolutely no chance. I want every single English team to go out of the group stage apart from us. Every single one of them.
The only benefit of having English teams do well is that it gets up your coefficient ranking. You get extra spots in that, which we're top anyway. So we can afford a couple of years of English teams crashing out.
I mean, we're never going to lose our 4th spot, are we? So
you're saying Real Madrid are going to win the Champions League by beating PSG, Man United, Man City and Liverpool?
Yep, let's go for it.
Well, I'm going to say Liverpool are going to win the Champions League this year. I think they'll beat Real Madrid in the final on the day. I think they'll have too much for them.
Okay, well.
So that's our prediction. A bit of disagreement in the final there. But
I'll pay at the tournament. Who should we go for?
Well, if I'm going Liverpool, so I'm going to just go Mo Salah. I know it's easy. But if I'm going to have to go a bit of different Liverpool player, I might say someone like a bit unsurprising, like maybe Diogo Jota might step up.
I was going to say he's probably been better than Salah in the group stage just because he played more. I think Salah got a bit more of a rest. I'll go for I'm saying Real Madrid are going to win it, so I'll go for probably go for Benzema just because he's got that PR about him. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'll go Benzema. I like it. All right, should we go for the Europa League then?
Now we've done exactly the same thing with the Europa League.
Yeah.
So
speed through this one.
We'll speed through this one. Well, it's big tournament. What are you on about?
Sorry.
It's huge for me anyway. Sheriff versus Braga. We said Braga. So Braga versus Galatasaray.
Probably Braga. I mean, I
think Braga have a bit more experience in the competition, don't they?
I don't know any Galatasaray players either, to be honest.
No, let's go Braga. Barcelona, West Ham. I mean, this would be unreal, and I'm going to back the boys to put a shock win in the Nou Camp.
I mean, Mikel Antonio attacking against Eric Garcia is something that everybody wants to see.
Even though Mikel Antonio is a bit of a donkey.
Yeah, but Antonio, he's just a nuisance, isn't he? Antonio against Piqué. Piqué's not used to. Piqué's a paella merchant. He's not used to British strikers, proper British strikers coming at him. I think
Jared Bowen as well. Who's there? I mean, Jordi Alba's right, but and hopefully we make some new signings as well. Who can?
I feel like Barcelona might be so embarrassed that they're in it that they'll just throw it as well.
Yeah, they'd be like, "What? They think they're too big for it. We don't need to be in this."
It would be one of them, and it's sort of like it would be even more embarrassing if they played their strongest team and went out. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like if they throw the kids out and get knocked out, they go, "Oh, we don't care."
I mean, the one I'm probably most worried about is Ferran Torres.
Yeah,
he looks good.
He's
used to English football as well.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll keep you happy. I'll go for West Ham because I think Barcelona genuinely might just throw the tie because they're so too proud to actually be in the competition.
Yeah, I'll be biased and say West Ham as well.
Yep.
Who did you say? We said we disagreed on that one.
It was against Atalanta Olympiakos. I said Atalanta. I just think they got better players.
Okay, all right. Atalanta, Monaco.
Probably Atalanta again.
I'll go Monaco. I think Monaco they look good in the group stage.
I'm not. To be fair, I don't actually watch either of them.
No, neither.
Play that much.
I watched Atalanta play in the Champions League, and they were well beaten by Villarreal in that.
Flat to deceive, don't they? They do flat to deceive.
We beat them this year. I know it was a friendly, but we still beat them when it was really comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Let's go for Monaco.
Monaco, a bit different. Betis, Lyon. Let's go. I think Betis. Betis are third in La Liga. Lyon are
I'm not sure, but I would take a lot more Lyon players than I would take Betis players. Like Lucas Paqueta.
Yeah, all right, let's go Lyon. Let's go Lyon.
He looks like a decent player.
Sevilla, Frankfurt.
Sevilla. Sevilla. I'm going to say it now. It's probably Sevilla. Probably going to be my winners. To be honest, it's so boring. But I mean, everyone predicts it every time, and they're right 99% of the time.
Leipzig versus Spartak. Do you know what? I'm going to go Spartak to shock them because they did really well in the group stages, and I really like their TikTok admin who posts really funny TikToks.
Yeah, fine. Go on, then.
Let's just go with.
Let's go for the TikTok merchants.
Let's go TikTok merchants.
Yeah.
We disagreed on that one as well.
Also Lazio.
I think we both agreed on Lazio in the end. Lazio Red Star.
Probably Lazio.
Lazio, yeah. And then Dortmund Leverkusen, a German tie there.
Yeah. I'm not sure how their league clashes went this year. It's probably a tight one.
Yeah, I mean, I would check it up, but we don't have time for that, really.
I just said Dortmund because they employ Haaland.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And if Haaland's injured, then maybe Leverkusen, but we'll go Dortmund. So that means in the quarterfinals, Braga, West Ham.
Go for West Ham then.
If we beat Barcelona, lose to Braga, then I mean,
it would
be classic, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be classic. But I'm going to be biased again and say West Ham will win that one.
Yeah.
That'd be a great trip out into Portugal as well. 2 great trips there. It'd be unreal if this is how it goes, but obviously it probably won't. Monaco, Lyon, French clash.
I'll go for Lyon. I think they're probably a better league team than Monaco as well.
Yeah, let's go Lyon then. Sevilla, Spartak.
Yeah,
Sevilla.
Yeah.
And then Lazio, Dortmund. So our semi-finals are West Ham, Lyon, and Sevilla, Dortmund.
Whoa! I mean, Dortmund played Sevilla in the Champions League last year, didn't they?
Yes, and Dortmund came out on top.
Well, Haaland. That was when Haaland and Mbappe were having that little round of 16 battle, weren't they? Mbappe scored a hat trick.
I think Sevilla were quite unlucky that tie as well.
Yeah, series. I think series scored about 4 goals in that tie, but he was outshadowed because Haaland scored
more. Yeah,
Haaland scored about. It might be 3 goals, and Haaland scored 4.
Series done nothing in the AFCON so far.
Yeah. I'll go for Sevilla just because it's Europa League, and then for West Ham, Lyon. I'll go for Lyon just because I think you will get knackered at some point. I just think playing Barcelona and Braga back to back is probably just gonna wipe the batteries out of you.
I think if it was just me sat on my own, I'd say West Ham. So I'm going to be biased. But yeah, I'd agree. I'd go Lyon then. We'll go Lyon just for this scenario.
Lyon on Sevilla in the final.
Lyon Sevilla final. I think there's only one way that will go.
Yeah, Sevilla could play literally 2018 Real Madrid in the Champions League final, and they would still win. So we've got the winners of the Champions League being, we mixed. So the winners Sevilla, and then the player of the tournament. I mean, to be honest, can we even name a Sevilla player? It's literally, again, you're just playing the badge, aren't you, when you're in the Europa League?
I mean,
but Lopetegui's a good manager. He's got him in a title race, by the way.
Yeah, they're
like 3 or 4 points behind Real Madrid on the same game.
That does change things though. Say if they're like a couple of wins off winning the league, they could win the league potentially. They're going to be putting all their eggs in the Europa League.
I mean, they're not going to win the league, but if they're running for it, you know what I mean.
Yeah, true.
Player of the tournament. I'll go for Declan Rice then, because I think again he's got.
I'm going to say we're going to get to the final.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know where the final is?
I haven't got a clue.
Seville.
Is it?
Yeah, in Sevilla's grounds.
Oh dear.
I'm going to do a classic and do what Chelsea did to Bayern Munich all those years ago and beat them in their own backyard, and I'm going to go Declan Rice as well.
Okay. There we go.
But yeah, was there any Europa League predictions or questions?
No, I'm afraid. There was
one prediction in the Europa League, I think. Well, someone basically said, Johnny Fallon said that, I've read it earlier, that West Ham are going to crash out in the next round, which could happen, possibly.
I thought that wasn't really a question, it was more of a statement. I thought,
well, it was, you asked for predictions as well.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, true.
So, yeah, I mean, it could be true. Yeah. It could happen, but who knows? Right,
let's rattle through the Conference League, because we've been waffling way too long. Marseille, Karabag, Marseille. PSV, Tel Aviv, PSV. We talked about earlier about Iacs having a storming season. They've scored 59 goals, conceded 4. They're second in the league to PSV.
PSV crashed out the Europa League.
It's ridiculous.
So, I mean...
Yeah, but who cares? Fenerbahce, Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague, there you go, boys.
Yeah.
Midtjylland, PAOK. Who cares? PAOK. Easier to say.
PAOK.
Leicester, Randers, Leicester, Celtic, Bodo Glimt. I mean, it'd be
Bodo Glimt are a good little side.
They beat smashed Roma 6-1. But I think the issue is they've lost 2 or 3 of their best players just because of that. I think they've sold their top scorer, the Botheim, I think his name was.
Oh, Botheim. He's gone, has he?
I think.
What about, doesn't Haaland's cousin play for them?
I think that's him. The one he was in like a rap group with.
Yeah,
I think that's Botheim. I think he's gone, so we'll probably have to go Celtic there.
Yeah.
Sparta Prague, Partizan. Who cares? Prague for a Prague derby.
Yeah.
Rapid Vienna, Vitesse.
Rapid Vienna, rubbish.
Vitesse. Go for Vitesse. And then the teams already qualified: AZ Alkmaar, Basel, Copenhagen, Feyenoord, Ghent, Lask, Rennes and Roma. And I think let's just predict a winner because I can't be asked going through all of them. I think Rennes, Roma and PSV, probably the 3 favourites out of that.
Yeah.
Rennes,
Roma, PSV.
Rennes probably, although to be fair, Rennes only qualified because they got a forfeit out.
Don't write off Leicester. I mean, if they do take it seriously, they could go quite far. But
I mean, from what Rogers has been saying,
I think they're too big for it.
I'm going to go for PSV just because they have had a storming season so far, and the teams that they're playing are. The teams we just listed out are so much worse than Europa League teams.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone will predict Roma just because it's got Jose.
The finals in Tirana in Albania,
right,
which doesn't make a difference really to anyone. So I think there's Albanian teams there. So I'm going to go a bit different, and I'm going to go that the winners will be.
All of them. I think it'd be quite interesting if Roma win it. I mean, I'd like Roma to win it because of Tammy.
If I can read your handwriting.
Quite like Tammy.
I'm going to go with not Marseille. They've got the snake. Let's just go Roma because they've got Jose Mourinho.
I think it'd be like a legacy win as well. It'd be the first player. It'd be the first manager to win the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference. Would be the first manager to win the Conference. To be fair, but you know what I mean.
Who's he won the Europa League with?
He won the Europa League with Porto and Man United, didn't he?
Oh yeah, and Man United. Because they won it because they won the Europa League, Porto, and the next season they won the Champions League.
Yeah, yeah. They did it. They did a reverse us. We won the Champions League, then the Europa League.
Yeah,
that's right, didn't we? So we've got a few more questions. We have got Lou Rudd says World Cup playoff predictions. I mean, we could do a video on that. Do another video on that.
Tournament.
Fine. Court Philatelics says if Chelsea. This is directed to me. If Chelsea went out, who do you want winning it? No English team. I mean, at risk of sounding like a sad man, I'll go Real Madrid. Get Hazard a Champions League on his career. You knew I was going to say that. Is that why you absolutely knew I was going to say?
Is that why you went for Madrid earlier?
No, I wasn't. No, Hazard's not going to start a single game from the round of 16 onwards, is he? It's going to be Vinicius.
It's going to be Rhian Brewster vibes with him. He's going to turn up and pick up his medal.
He'll still have the pictures of it. I can put in the chat against Mahrez. Put it in the chat against Mahrez.
I'm going to say who I want to win as my team's not in that competition, and if that case, I definitely don't want Real Madrid winning it. I'll go with Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich, yeah. I mean, I can see. Yeah, I mean, not injured already. And then Court for the Tanks also asked, "Do you want Barca?" Well, obviously, I think you do, don't you? I mean, it's going to be the hardest draw. You'd probably want them if you had to choose. Do you want them in the round of 16 or the final? You'd probably go round of 16 for the away game, wouldn't you?
The perfect scenario is how Barcelona would be the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Just because that means we can get past. We can have some more away days in Europe because who knows when they'll come round again, and then we get to go to the new camp. And if we win, we're in the final, and then we're off to Seville.
But I think you've got a better chance of beating them in a one-off final than you do in a two-legged tie.
Yeah, potentially.
But
who knows? I'd rather go to the new camp though.
Yeah, definitely.
Because my dad's mate is a Forest fan, Nottingham Forest fan, and in the '90s, the late '90s, I think they were in the Europa. Well, I think it was UEFA Cup back then, or wherever it was. But they played like 3 games in the group stage, and they got like to 2 knockout rounds and lost. And he said he went to like 2 or 3 of the games out there, but didn't go to like the last 2 because he just thought, we'll be back in the next couple of years. Yeah. And now it's like 25 years later, and they're not back, and they're not going to be back anytime soon. And it's maybe the Premier League, but definitely not Europe.
Yeah, don't count your chickens.
So don't count. So I'm going to make the most of this could be the last time we're in Europe for a while. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can sneak Conference League this season, or even higher. It depends on how the season goes. Looks like we should do it. I mean, it depends.
I mean, imagine getting Sheriff in the round of 16 and losing to them. I mean, it would be boring. You go for the big boy. You want to get Barca, don't you?
Yeah. So you want to get Barcelona for the big day out, and if we lose and never go back into Europe ever again, at least I can say I've seen my team play away at the new camp.
Yeah. And then the final question, we've got Charlie Sargent. He's asked, why has the Champions League been such poor quality since 2000 to 2001? And I have something to say right here. Leeds fans act like they have some sort of connection with this European Cup. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know why they think so prestige of themselves. I'll tell you one thing. They always say that they were robbed in 74, whatever, Bayern Munich. I'll tell you one thing. You robbed yourself of the Champions League. The one chance you had of winning the Champions League, you sacked him after 40 days. It was Brian Clough. And you acted so elitist about yourself that you couldn't believe that this guy was coming in, taking the mick out of Don Revie, calling you dirty Leeds, yeah? He's the reason you're never ever going to sniff a Champions League again. Brian Clough was the only guy who could have brought you to that, and you acted so prestige about it. And that's the thing I don't get now. It's like you built the history in your club out of Don Revie being dirty Leeds. You were proud of that. You were obviously proud of that, or else you wouldn't have taken such offence to Brian Clough coming in and calling you dirty Leeds. All right? And now all of a sudden, now you got Bielsa, you're acting prestige about how you play such attractive football, and attractive football is your number one. So it's like, pick a struggle, really. Is it the history of your club being dirty Leeds, or is the history of your club playing attractive football? End of the day, you're not that important. So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, their defence is terrible. I mean, 2001-2, I mean, didn't they lose to Valencia in the semis?
Yeah, I mean, it's just... they don't have a connection to the Champions. They have the same connection to the Champions League that Monaco do, at the end of the day. I mean, less of it, because at least Monaco got to a final more recently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Nah, who cares?
And they might have lost it, but... Yeah, Leeds fans... Oh, we'll go there. We'll go there another day. But... Yeah.
Anyway,
I think Dan said enough. Anyway, if you've got anything more you want to say, leave any comments you have.
Also, Leeds fans, Strike isn't that good.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but if you go back
a
long time ago now, like last year, we're ranking youngsters, and we put Pascal Strike in average. Like we didn't even say he was like terrible.
He was bad. Didn't say his League 2 quality.
We didn't say he was like he didn't get in our very good tier, and we got pelted by Leeds fans.
Yeah, and Leeds fans, tell me what he's done since then.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean,
although to be fair,
elite goals are fun.
We did put Ramsdale in League 2 quality, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Joe, where's the outro?
Where's the intro?
Where's the intro? It was at the beginning of the
video.
Earlier, but where's the outro?
There's the outro.
There you go.